potatoes like this, where the skin is really thin, I don't really need to peel them, which is great for my mental health. Run them underwater. Give them a rest. This one's going to become garlic mashed potatoes. What I need to do first, I need to boil them. I'm going to look at it. Are any schmutz points? Maybe right there. Cut it off. So I'm going to cut them. If it's brown like that, we're going to cut it off. These little bumps are called eyes. If they're there, we can also get rid of them. To similar size shapes as these, so they bake evenly, cover with water. I'm definitely pushing it with the size of this. A little bit bigger will be better, but I don't feel like doing dishes right now. Big pinch of salt. On to high heat. Our boiled potatoes are fork tender. I do not have to push hard to get the fork into the potato. If you have a strainer, great. If not, you're gonna put your fork against the edge like that, and we're gonna tip it over. Just a little bit, you don't wanna dump everything out. Put them into a bowl, a little bit of salt, 2 shakes of pepper. I like mine garlicky, so I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic powder. And then I'm adding about a tablespoon of warm milk and half a pat of butter. Now we're gonna get our fork on. It's a forking good time over here. Press the potato against the side of the bowl and push. This is why we wanna make sure the potatoes are as fork tender as possible, because if they're hard, they'll kind of fly out of the bowl. And that's basically it. You've made yourself some garlic mashed potatoes. Now we have our scratchy skin potatoes. This is your classic russet. This is a sweet potato or a yam. Scratchy skin potatoes, I recommend deciding how you're going to eat them. If you don't want to peel these bad boys, we can bake them, we can microwave them. Clean first, you'll need a fork. When we bake it or when we steam it, we want to make sure the steam has somewhere to go. Thus, our friend the fork. Give it a few stabs. If you wrap it in aluminum foil, it will steam and the outside will not be crispy. It will be softer, which is totally okay if that's your jam. A little bit of oil. Lather her up like you love her. You can totally season the outside, but that's where the seasoning's gonna stay. It's not gonna seep in. You don't even need a pan. You can just put them in like this. It's gonna go in for 45 to 60 minutes at 400 degrees. Cut it down the middle, push from the side, kind of open up. How should you chop this? Might I suggest a little bit of brown butter, salt. My favorite is parm. For today, we're doing a Mexican cheese. Melt in the oven. Ooh, yeah. For our microwave friend, we're also gonna give her some olive oil. We're gonna start with 5 minutes at full blast. Make sure the plate is microwave safe. It will usually say it on the bottom. The plate might be hot coming out of the microwave. After 5 minutes of, I will say, alarming sounds, she's definitely hot, but she's not tender. So we're gonna put her back for 5 minutes, flipping her over. Here she's soft, here, but in the middle, I hit some resistance. That's because the heat went from the outside in, and this middle bit, it has the least amount of exposure to heat, even though it's in a microwave. So another 2 minutes. Hey! Go down the middle. You can peel off the edge. It's so easy now. You could do this with a spoon too. Just like our other mashed potatoes, all we need is a fork. But what about seasoning? Just a baby pinch of salt, that's for balance. Pinch of brown sugar, cinnamon, a tablespoon of milk, and maybe a tablespoon of butter. I'm gonna mix it in. Make yourself some sweet mashies.